I was standing here watching the planet rise over the horizon, and I had an idea. What if I brought all of the oil around the entire map right back to one spot, and we just make a giant oil ring? So that's what I'm going to be building. Let's take a bigger look at this. This is the planet. This is the North Pole right up here. And you can see I've made a giant ring, and this ring is going to be filled to the brim with oil. There's several different spurs running off this central ring here that go all down here to the different oil wells. So we got some right here, a couple more right there, and about 3 of these connect into each one of the lines that run up here like this. The thing that makes this really cool is when we go to put the buildings down, watch this. As we place each one of these down like so, you can see that they follow the curvature of the earth just like that. So I think it'll be really cool when we have all of this oil being picked up here, and then we go through the different steps of refining as we move our way into the center of the pole up here. Yes. My oil empire is growing. Beautiful. Now just overbuild it. You know, nothing says industrial progress like paving over everything with concrete. Get rid of this pesky water. Yes. I'm going to need many of these. So the interesting thing about this is the soil pile number right down here. I've been collecting that as I've, paved over different spots of high ground. But it's kind of a finite resource in that you need to dig up the soil from somewhere in order to place it back down to level the planet out. That said, I should have more than enough, so just fill her in. Oh, look at this. I can make it bigger. Nice. This way I can very quickly pave over the whole planet. Yes. Hello, trees. Goodbye, trees. Hello, sweet, sweet industrial progress. Now, there is an oil well here, but that just messes up everything, so we'll pave that over too. Don't need any of that stuff. Oh, yes, this has been sufficiently transformed. I can feel the productivity. If only there was a good mountaintop to chop off. That way I could put it in my green space. Oh, yes, this is beautiful. Alright, so while I'm off to a good start here, there is some things missing. First and foremost, I only have so many of these oil refineries. I could use some more. After all, I do need to loop them all the way around. Now, while I do have this conveyor that goes all the way around the outside, it was made with the Tier 1 conveyor belt, which is relatively slow. And now that I have so much more research, if you take a look at everything here, I've just been researching like crazy everything I can do that has the blue crystals and red crystals. I have unlocked some faster conveyors. So I have the Mark II ones here and the Mark III ones as well. Although, like all things that are higher tier, they are a little bit more difficult to make. That said, before I go and fire up all of this, I should probably upgrade the outermost ring to a slightly better conveyor, just to keep up with demand. So for that, I need some more factories. Right over here, I'm building one of the key components. This is the electric motor. And if I combine the electric motor in with the old conveyor, then I'll get a Mark II conveyor. Haha. I don't know why I can't put these right next to each other. So I figured out how to copy things. If I go like this, boop, and then I can go like that. Ha! Easy. So now I can set the recipes up nice and fast. And we just do this number like that. And flip it around. Now that one requires that. And then grab this stuff and say, hey, you can go out right there. I gotta admit, like this system with the little arms and everything, it works out really, really good. I mean, you can get all fancy with it and try to line each one up, but honestly, you just click and click and it goes so fast. It's quite satisfying to use. Now we just need to give this a little bit of power, slap down a couple more assemblers, and then point this one at the new conveyors that I want, the Mark IIs. That's going to take the upgraded motors and my old conveyor belts, which I have to go grab. Yoop. So that's these guys right over here. If I press R, I can rotate which way it comes off. Press up, go up a level. Hold shift, you cannot click on things like that. Honestly, that does work really good. It's quite satisfying. Press up again, and I can jump right over this one. So if I just wanted to follow one conveyor with another one, like this, I can do that. So check this spaghetti out. Look at this. I'm all the way up here, going over all of those little lifty dudes. And then if I say, hey, come back down to the ground, I can continue that just like so. Or I could say, stay on up there for a little bit longer. There we go. And then come back down once you get down here. Isn't that cool? Man, you could line up so many different conveyors right next to this building here. The spaghetti can get so confusing. It's beautiful. Copy, paste, paste, paste. Do the thing that grabs the thing that shoves it in there. Get rid of that piece of conveyor. Put another one in right here. And there we have it. So actually I have a tier 3 sorter arm thing. That actually lines up with the tier 1 conveyor. So that is 6 and that is 6. I'm starting to get used to the different ratios that this game has. Something you have to do with all of these little factory games if you want them to operate efficiently. Oops, I brought the wrong thing in. Put concrete on this line. It's not quite the same as iron. Never fear. Conveyor spaghetti is here. Oh yes, and there we have it. Little motors, more advanced motors, and sweet, sweet conveyors. Yes. Now, if there's one thing that they can do in this game that would make things a whole lot easier, is if we could upgrade existing conveyors. But we can't. So if you excuse me, I gotta run around here and delete this entire thing. Inventory full. Collect all the oil. Delete. Okay, now we do everything in reverse. All of this goes all the way around. Thankfully, my drones are quite a bit faster because I've upgraded those too. So building conveyors is a little less painful now. Now the real question is, how many conveyors do I have just waiting for me over here? Oh yes, that's a good amount. And there we have it, one completed loop. For now, I'm just running this to a different spot. Things are coming along nicely. Yes. Okay, so I've got all that prepped up. However, I have yet to actually put all of the oil wells down here and make them operational. So, time to fly around and install those. Into space! It's over here somewhere. Hello! Oil extractor, yes. Trying to be mindful of just how quickly they extract. That one is that one, and that one is that one. That's just barely over 6. Yeah, it'll be fine. Now to keep all of this nice and green, what I'll do is I'll just install a lot of these wind turbines along the path. And one of the things I noticed with this game is that every time you click a building down, it actually moves the camera an equivalent amount of space between the buildings. So when it comes to laying out buildings evenly spaced along something like a conveyor, it's very easy to do. That's one of the nice little touches that a game like this, I wasn't expecting it to have at this point, but it does. Little things like that go a long way to make a game like this enjoyable. Are you plugged in? Are you powered up? No, you're not. Well, here, have a wind turbine. Everybody gets a wind turbine. One for you, one for you. I mean, seriously, who needs the power of the sun when I've got so much wind power? Now, don't say it. I know you're gonna say it. Where do you think the wind comes from? Psh, the Coriolis effect, of course. Holy crap, how many of these oil wells are there? I just keep finding more and more of them. Holy cow. This is taking forever. Wind turbine, wind turbine, wind turbine. Man, it's like I'm driving through Nebraska. Ooh, some population. No, now more wind turbines. All right, so now I just need a bunch of oil refineries. Building, still building. I mean, yeah, this is taking a while. But oh my, is it starting to look good. Ooh. All right, I think I finally have the last pieces I need. Oh, perfect. It even lines up just right. Ha! Yes! I love it. Alright, I think I'll have all the oil refining I'll ever need. However, I will need to process that into some other things, because if we take a look at the recipes here, not only am I going to get hydrogen and refined oil, I'll also get carbon and hydrogen as well. So that means I'm going to need some chemical processing plants. Oh yes, and this lines up perfectly as well. I was kind of going for a chaos thing, but this is anything but chaos. Ha! You just wait till I start putting the conveyors down. And by a few, I mean like a thousand of them. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's all the inputs going around the outside. Oh, the easy part was done. Now for the outputs. Oh my gosh. Oh geez, what am I trying to do here? Hydrogen, refined oil. Well, this one here actually wants the input of both of those. Well, I think what I want to do is put hydrogen out here, which means more conveyors. Pasting the filter, just pasting the filter. 1, 2, boop, boop. What did you do with your day today? Oh, I copied and pasted a bunch of filters. Wow. Good. Good, good, good. All right, so now just 1,000 more and I'll be done. Oh, look at this. See, I'm getting better at the monotony. Haha. Oh yeah, productivity, here we come. Now all I need is a cubicle. All right, let's take a quick look here at some important stats. Refined oil. I'm currently making 158 per minute, 124 of hydrogen, 157 of crude oil. We're gonna set that to interval of 1 hour. The amount of power I'm consuming, I'm generating a lot more than I'm using. For now. So, let's see what happens if I copy this and paste it down everywhere. Oh yes, oil, refine it all. Well, I'm definitely using a lot more power. But look at that oil production. That has gone up quite a bit now, hasn't it? Well, I certainly have enough hydrogen and I certainly have enough crude oil. I don't have enough power though. Let's see if a thermal power system will fit in here. No, it won't. Except for I can do this number here. So all I have to do every now and then is just remove one of these. And then I can do that. So if I go 1, 2, 3, and then remove that, and then go another 3, remove that, go another 3. Yeah. Who's putting hydrogen on this line? No! Bad oil refinery. Crap, I do have to set the filters on all of them. Alright, so let me show you how I'm planning to kind of move things between lines if I need to. So, what I can do here is I can put down one of these big storage units. Just like that. Boom! Maybe I can center it up a little bit better, but... Yeah, you get the idea. And then I can take this and just shove them in there like that. And so long as I have power to this thing, I can now pull in a lot of material right there. Then if I want to dump that onto a different line or something like that, here's what I could do. Huh? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So this is just a slightly different way to do kind of a splitter thing. Now, to deal with the hydrogen, I want to go from here towards the inside. So I can actually get a conveyor to go right through here. It's kind of running under a building, but yeah, check that out. And then if I go just like that, boop, hydrogen conveyor. Oh yes, there we go. Beautiful. So that goes in like this. And then we just put it into another conveyor line. Just like that. There's nothing you can't do. All right, so just out of curiosity, let's see just how fast I'm able to produce some of this stuff. I think I can go ahead and just do this. All right, so how many of these are actually running? All right, so you can see here, I definitely have one complete line of refined oil. Now, the way that this whole math thing is going to work out, it really depends on what's picking up where, because it's not really dependent on how much is on the line. It's kind of depending on how many things are picking up off the line. You know, it might come out here, but get picked up there. And therefore, the capacity of the conveyor is actually increased. But as you can see, I definitely have more than enough production, as you might assume, to have one complete tier 2 conveyor running like that, easily. We can see all of these running, just like so. So then at some point here, you see this one no longer can output refined oil. So this might give me an idea of what my ratio might be. Instead of making refined oil, I might come in here and say, let's make the carbon. Let me just select that and see if it'll work. How very interesting. If I had to guess, it's a 4-to-1 ratio. It's like I'm doing visual math here. Just like looking to see what's running and then trying to figure out, okay, yes, that's the one I want to run. Interesting. Although I can tell you that the hydrogen is is definitely not going to keep up. I need to be able to scoop that stuff up a lot faster and do something with it. What in the world am I going to do with all of it? Hydrogen fuel rods. But of course I don't have titanium, so that's a bit of an issue. All right, I think they're all up and running now. Ooh, wow, look at that. I'm using just about all of the power. Just about. Wow. And the production rate of refined oil, 406. All right, so the next thing I'm going to need here is a bit of water. All right, and through the magic of elevated conveyors, and then turn that back around and dump it right there to the outside. Ha! Just like that, I have water on the line. All right, yes, there we go. All right, so the neat thing about having water is that I can start to do the combos that I really want to do inside of the chemical plants. So, what I want to produce out of these chemical plants is going to be graphene, plastic, organic crystal, and maybe sulfur. So I can start this whole chain reaction with the first one here. We can go ahead and make plastic. Very simple. Okay, so the hopes is that you would do this number. Ooh, I hear a new sound. There goes all of your plastic. Cool. Okay, so now that I have plastic, I should be able to combine that with oil to make organic crystals. Fancy, fancy, fancy. So I take the plastic and I go in here like that. I take the oil and I go in here like that. And then the output is to the second line, which should be clear by the time I'm done. And there's one more input. I need that water that I just introduced. And there we have it. An organic crystal. Ha! Ha 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 ha. So the organic crystal is really important for me because it's one of the key ingredients in making titanium crystals, which is part of my tier 3 matrix for research. All right. Who's the culprit that keeps dumping oil onto my hydrogen line? I haven't found you yet. I don't know. I have no idea. Where is it coming from? I tell you what, it's not quite done yet, but I am definitely enjoying this project. It's really cool to see just how I can kind of connect everything, go up and down with the conveyors, and make the logistics work. This is definitely one of the better experiences I've had in one of these factory games. I like it. Pretty awesome thus far. The further I get, the deeper the puzzle gets, and I am moving more and more towards the center of my area here. So that's pretty awesome. I like it. This is cool. Cool stuff. All right, so one thing I definitely need to bring in here is some stones for kind of that sulfur. But I don't necessarily... I could bring another conveyor in. However, I could also try to play around with the drones here. I have a new piece of equipment that has this planetary logistics station. I can fly things back and forth. There's also interplanetary stuff, and I'll have to bring titanium in here as well, but I need to research that first. All right, time to collect some rocks. Just go out here, put down these mining machines. Yes, we'll pillage these rocks for all their stones. All right, now I've got a bunch of rocks. Wow. And the trick is to get it inside of here so that I can feed it to my different chemical plants that need it. Beautiful, there we go. That's what I wanted to see. Look at all that stone. All right, so now if I go over here, I should be able to select refined oil, stone ore, and water. All right, so it's got plenty of stones, it's got oil, it's got water. How do I get the sulfur out of there? Okay, I think I can do this. If I go right here, and here, there we go. Right there and there. So right in the middle between these two, I should be able to take this conveyor and go up a level, just like that. Cool. I like it. Now, if I go and go down a level, right? I should be able to do this number. Just like that. And then I can continue the line out there, just like this. And then using sorters, I should be able to come out of the machine, just like that, and then jump over if I really wanted to. There's some other ways I can do this. Let's say I have this line right out here, and then I somehow find a way to get my mouse in here like this. Boop. Just go like that. And then I should be able to go from here to the first one, and then from the second one out. Easy. Real easy. Ha! What am I using sulfur for? Oh, yeah, that's right. For the graphite. Well, we're not done yet. So here's kind of a cool thing. I have one station here, and then I have the next station right in front of it. So I can do this number, where I just don't worry about that. And then I keep the conveyors up high. Ha 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 ha. Yes. And I start here and I go back like that. Boom. And I just do that number right underneath that conveyor. So that goes from there to there. In. Then I grab the graphite, which should be on the other line eventually, and put that in there, which means I can have yet another line right here and go from out just like so. Definitely not the easiest thing to set up, but I should be able to get graphene right here. All right, so I set up all 4 of these. That should supply this guy with all of its graphite that it needs, and supply this guy with all of its graphite it needs. Right, there you go. Ha, 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 beautiful. I tell you what, this project right here, I feel like it really showcases the game well. It just gives you a ton of freedom to kind of do things that I wouldn't normally be able to do, or at least I wouldn't approach them this way in some sort of factory game. This is cool. I like it. I'm building in a circle, and I'm able to move the conveyors up and down and over each other in really creative ways. Awesome. I love it. This game's awesome. Well, there you have it. One of the more unique shapes that you can build inside of this game. It's still technically built on a grid, but this grid is, well, circular. I think it's really cool. And you can see the amount of flexibility that you have in this game to kind of be able to go up and over with the conveyors and around and around. I think it's really cool. But at any rate, that's all I got time for today. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed this little episode here of the Dyson Sphere program. If this looks like the channel for you, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button. I'll see you again next time. Stay awesome, guys. Peace. Brothgar out.